Alright, I started to make the recording, but I didn't realize I had set the thing down and it was still recording. So when you remove these two here, it'll come forward on you right away. So just hold it before it does. There's another date stamp on here. 93. I don't know what that means. I have had to solder a lot of stuff on this radio. I had a lot of problems up in here. And also these boards here. So basically, there's a major issue with Kenwood's stuff. I had a problem over here too. I forget what it was. It's a really complicated radio. Everything's pretty crammed in there. But it's totally fixable and workable. And there's solutions for other things in case you do have problems. There's a LD Moss final unit that somebody's making now. There's problems over here. I gotta move this so I can get these screws out of here and then pull that off the back of the VFO, and then that should expose the rest of it. I'm not sure. Actually, I think maybe this might just need to be shimmed actually. Alright, so I'm holding this up with my leg. And this thing, it is really is heavy. Like, you gotta be careful with it. Try not to do that. Okay. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to move it, but we just need to be able to pull it forward and there's a screw missing on this thing too, by the way. I don't know how that happened, but I can see it's missing. As I recall, we had to do something interesting to try and space this thing properly. The VFO knob, the reason this one's bad was it was stuck. Okay. So this thing is completely bent, unfortunately, and there's not a lot I can do about it. So I think the solution to this one's probably a new VFO. Let me try and get that out of the way. What we found was I had to put spacers in it. See, this is the problem. There's all this play in it. So what I need to do, so when it's sitting like this, it's fine. So all I need to do is, this seems to be like keeping it flat. I don't know why it's damaged, actually. So we're gonna I'm gonna pull the VFO. I don't want this thing touching, but it seems like that's when it doesn't mess up. Or there's a spacer that needs to be put in here. We could try putting some washers in here and set it back and see how it does. I bet where it's having trouble is where it's bent. Now, how do you fix that? It's a pretty big bend. Let's see, where does it look like it's at? It's so hard to see it. It almost looks like it's supposed to be that way, doesn't it? So there's an extremely good chance that this will not work when I turn it on. So we're still not quite right. So if we're willing to suck this thing in, we just need to pull the screw from here. The other thing, maybe I'll try some spacers. There's 10. I tried to flatten the wheel a little bit. I'm looking to see if there's still a dead spot. Yeah, a little bit right there. I'm curious. We'll pull up the thing on the internet. Alright, so here is an encoder on eBay. Let's just look to see what it costs. It's probably pretty expensive. $25? That's not too bad. Let's see what kind of pictures they show us. So, I believe there's maybe spacers under here, but I'm not sure, and I don't know what that does. There's a pretty good site here with this stuff. I know that there is a page somewhere on the adjustment of the encoder. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be completely flat. The problem was mine was yanked on, and apparently there's like play in it when there shouldn't have been, and so it allowed it to damage that wheel by pulling it up against the rest of it. And I might have to just actually completely take this one out of the radio. Okay. 1985, 87. Interesting. These are eBay. Here's a 430. And I believe they use basically the same thing. I thought that I saw something here. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't do us any good, does it? We gotta look through this entire thing. I don't think. Oh, the SM22O. Pan adapter pan display. I need to find one of those one of these days. They're always at Hamfest. Problem is they're just kind of expensive. Shows you how to install some of those stuff, but there is somewhere they have a thing about adjusting maintenance adjustment. Okay. And if it's going to be anywhere, it'll be somewhere near here. So, it wasn't a video either, it was a service bulletin. Okay, so it might be in the alignment. Okay, so here is some information. Today, I detected strange behavior on my Ts940s. They're doing some FT8, PIAX interface installed. First on 5820, everything worked fine, including setting the RxTX with CAT. Then I wanted to make some SSB contacts and started tuning upwards manually. But instead of increasing the frequency, display was flickering around. 14074 going up a little and even going down. I was rotating the knob clockwise. So I guess the problem is somewhere in the frequency encoder signal chain. There are 2 adjustment pots on either side of the encoder. Exercise them a bit, turn them back and forth, and put them back where they were. You will need to tilt the front down to do this. My TS940 is working again. One of the photo transistors in the main encoder unit was broken. Though these parts are not available anymore, I placed them with BPW42 types. After recalibrating the main encoder with the 2 pots using my 2-channel oscilloscope, it's back on the air again. Boy, that sounds complicated. After I saw that adjusting the 2 pots didn't help, the problem seemed to be more serious. There's a document describing the alignment and adjustment of the 940. Page 4, paragraph 9, the adjustment of the main encoder is described. Let's see. Are shown on page 102, 103 of the service video. This may be where I've originally found it. Okay, what were we looking at? On page 4 and 5, paragraph 9. Okay, where's page... Why does it say 68? It starts out 67. That'd be page 2, 3, 4. Okay. Main encoder. ME1 and ME2 phase differential alignment, same as above. Scope. Connections. Adjust until intervals are equal to each other. The point A or ME is located in the middle. Yeah. So maybe this is what needs to really be done. Their RIT is also an encoder. Okay. Adjust until intervals are equal. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so this is what I'm having to do. There's one. We're gonna have to pull that out that way. Okay, so this radio here, we might have to order another encoder. Now the reason I can't just undo what I've done is I undo the screw here and it fell out. You hear that? I did this before, so this has got to get pulled off of here. And I've done this before, so anyway. This goes on there, that goes on there. Okay. This thing's damaged, and there's really not a lot I can do about it. That's what happens when you pull on them. It's just basically bent right there. It might have been on backwards too. It's hard to say. But you can see a wear mark. And it's not supposed to rub up against anything. So anyway, then you get this stupid thing off of here. And so what I'm going to have to do is I have to go in here and squirt it with WD-40. This is what was the original problem with this damn thing. Somebody dented this thing up too. So this radio's got an issue with that knob. Just a pain in the ass.